I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace Aros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. And before we get started on the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, let me first tell you about renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com, you'll learn everything you need to know about the show, and then you can click on that merchandise tab. That's going to take you to our classic logo t-shirt, our Pride logo t-shirt, all of our different special event t-shirts, and so much more. Don't worry, everything is still available in the online store. Socks, throw pillows, wall art, and so much more. You can outfit your entire self or your entire home with Renegades of Puck merchandise, and we sure would appreciate if you would go ahead and do just that. After all, we've sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance to this independent hockey operation, so listen up, and here's how you can support the crew. Please give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscription on X or Threads or Facebook. Try Instagram, TikTok. You can find us on all of those different social media platforms. We are highly active on all of them, so please, if you have a preferred method, go ahead and use that one. Remember, YouTube is where you can find Renegades of Puck TV. Each and every episode of the podcast is also in video form. You can give us a subscription right there and set up those notifications so that you know when the latest episodes come out of Renegades of Puck TV. And the audio podcast, now having been heard by more than 5 million people in the year 2023, thanks to the Full Press Network. Full Press Predators coverage has been going global for the last 10 months. So we are super appreciative and happy with what everybody is doing to help us out behind the scenes. Check us out on your favorite podcast platform today, or you can find us Google, Stitcher, Spotify. That's just a couple of different examples. Amazon also another place where you can find the Renegades of Puck podcast, or again, just search the Full Press Predators podcast on your favorite platform today. We sure do appreciate what they have been able to do to help us grow the audience and grow far beyond what we have been able to do in Nashville when we were still just a radio show. Remember, you can always support your Renegades by going to Venmo and searching Renegades of Puck, or just scan that QR code that's currently on your screen. Every donation goes a very long way to helping the Renegades of Puck as we continue to build out our studio and the bunker and the technology behind the scenes. We still have so much work to do as we enter season 3 in this format. So please, if you can spare any money, please go ahead and send that over. Make a generous donation to your local Renegade today by going to Venmo and searching Renegades of Puck. Now listen, it's been a while since we did that, so it was good to get through the exercise, but it is time to deliver the No Half Step in Hockey coverage. I'm looking for the number, the graphic. 798. It's Operation 798. It's time for show number 798. And at this moment in hockey history, we are getting ready to start the brand new cycle. As a matter of fact, the first preseason game for the Nashville Predators wrapped up just moments ago. I'll have analysis coming up on that momentarily, and we have so much more to talk about. We'll also have a Nashville Spartans update, home opening weekend. I was in the perch calling the games. I'll have a nice little package put together for you here coming up in just a little bit on the Renegades of Puck podcast. But I wanted to start, just pick a place to start. That was, my brain was going all over the place, and I wanted to just pick a place to start with this season and this season's analysis as it was the beginning of preseason. Today, camp started last week. I have some thoughts on that as well. Schedule. That's the point where I decided to pick the schedule breakdown. Listen, everybody knows that the NHL schedule is 82 games, so I wanted to pick an easy place to start. So the schedule breakdown starts right here. The Nashville Predators will play 82 games this season. The schedule will start on October the 10th in Tampa Bay. It will end on April the 15th at the Pittsburgh Penguins. Games by day, this upcoming schedule. On Sunday, the Predators will have 6 games this year. On Monday, 5 games. Tuesday, 20 games. Wednesday will feature 4 games for the Nashville Predators. Thursday will have 17. Friday will have 5. And Saturday will feature the most number of games by day at 25. So Tuesday and Saturday, the 2 biggest days on the calendar. Of course, you would expect that for any NHL schedule. I also broke it down in games by month. In October, to kick off the season, the Preds will have 9 games. 5 of those will be on home ice, and 4 of those are on the road. In November, the Preds will play 13 games, 8 at home and 5 on the road. In December, they'll play 15 16 games in the month of December, 7 at home, 8 on the road. January will feature 14, 6 and 8 is the breakdown right there. February has 10 games on the calendar, and that's an even 5-5 split home and away. And then in March, 13 games for the Nashville Predators, 6 at home, 7 on the road. And to close out the schedule, 8 games in the month of April, and there will be 4 at home and 4 on the road. So when you look at it, the most home games in a month will be in November, 8, and the most road games in a month will be in December, also the number 8. Now this I have to highlight and talk about because this is something that's just, it's wild to me. The number of back-to-backs the Nashville Predators will play this year is 8 of them. They have 8 back-to-backs, and 4 of them, half of their back-to-backs, will take place in the month of December. That means 16 total games will take place in a back-to-back scenario for the Nashville Predators this season. 5 of those games, out of the 16, will take place on home ice, and 11 will take place on the road. There is not a single back-to-back on home ice. Each of every one of these back-to-backs will require travel after the first game into the second game. That, to me, is just absolutely insane. I'm going to bookmark that for the moment and come back to that thought here when I do a little bit of opinion and analysis. But let me continue giving you just the facts on the schedule. The longest home stand for the Nashville Predators starts on November the 11th and ends on November the 22nd. Will feature 5 games. They also have another 5-game homestand on February 27th through March the 7th, and very symmetrical, they have 2 5-game road trips as well. The longest road trips of the season will take place October the 31st through November the 9th on 5 games. And then February 17th through February the 25th will also be a 5-game road trip for the Nashville Predators. I have to say the toughest month I think is absolutely December. 15 games, 8 on the road, 4 back-to-backs in that month. That is pretty incredible. Now listen, I mean, starting off the season is not going to be very easy either in October, but the toughest month has to be December. That is a tough schedule. 15 games, 8 road games, 4 of them back-to-back, and that really leads me into my next point, and then we'll do a little bit more schedule talk. Is Philip Forsberg has been known to say, and recently, get rid of the back-to-backs, eliminate the back-to-backs, and I have to tell you, after looking at the Nashville Predators schedule and realizing they have 4 back-to-backs in just 1 month, I truly would like to see the league get rid of the back-to-backs. What would it require? Adding 8 additional days to the NHL calendar, to the NHL schedule? You want the premier athletes in the Premier League on the planet, in the sport, to be able to play at the top of their games. And when you're asking a player to play his hardest, his best game for 60 minutes, sometimes more than that, overtime plus a shootout, and then jump on the bus, jump on the plane, jump on the whatever it is, and travel to another city and be expected to perform at that high a level, we all know it's not possible. We break the games down. We talk about it. The broadcasters talk about it from that perspective of the team is going to wear down in the second and third period of the second night of back-to-backs. Why does anybody want to pay $75 and up? I'm being generous at the floor level there for what ticket prices cost nowadays. But why on the second night of a back-to-back would teams have to charge full price to watch premier athletes run out of gas and become deflated by the third period? I'm with Philip Forsberg on this. The back-to-backs have got to go or be limited or be lessened. I mean, hell, why not just do a day-night doubleheader like they're doing with the first preseason game today? Just bring up more players and do a split squad game. I mean, why not? There's millions and millions of dollars on the line. Fans used to spend a couple dollars to go out to a game. Now fans are on the hook for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars when they go out to games. And back-to-backs, frankly, do not offer a premier product from the best league on the planet. That's just a little bit of opinion, a little bit of analysis, and seeing the Predators having to face 4 back-to-backs in 1 month of competition at the highest level. It's going to be incredibly difficult. I mean, this isn't baseball. It is, in fact, hockey. And when you have to travel after each and every game, it makes it much more difficult. I am good and fired up. I cannot wait. Looking at the schedule, at Tampa Bay on the 10th, and then at home for the home opener on Thursday, October the 12th. That's going to be the Seattle Kraken. Then immediately back on the road to Boston, back home to Edmonton, on the road to the Rangers, back home for San Jose. The Nashville Predators will be yo-yoing all over the place for the first couple of weeks of the season. It's not an easy start. There's some really good, tough competition that first week of the season. season, but I can't wait to see it get underway and stop talking about camp and preseason and all of these other things and find out what this new Nashville Predators is going to look like. So that gives you a good schedule breakdown by the facts, by the numbers, and by the opinion. We'll be back. We'll talk about training camp. We'll talk about the first preseason game that just wrapped up a few minutes ago, and so much more right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
Welcome back in. Training camp got underway last week for the Nashville Predators, as it did across the league. And what a fun time of year it is. It's truly fantastic to get out to the rink for the first time, feel the chill of the rink, and see the players get out there on the ice. Truly wonderful. The Nashville Predators make it very easily accessible and accommodating for whether you're media or you're just fans. You can come on in and experience Predators training camp, and that makes it very, very interesting, fun, and it's always been very, very easy and convenient for me to cover. So training camp, I mean, listen, there's some simple things to say. Under Andrew Brunette, brand new head coach for the Nashville Predators, if that came as a surprise to you for some reason, go back and check the last episode and get the recap of everything that happened in the offseason. That was just a good spot for me to promo. Of course, you guys know that there was a coaching change. Fast, loud, and fun. How about those three adjectives for Nashville Predators training camp? When's the last time anybody talked about Predators hockey as being fast, loud, and fun? Those are concepts that I can get behind. Good to see so much energy out there. A lot of new drills look very different. It was much more high-paced, and it was a lot more communication, a lot more chatter, and certainly a lot more fast, a lot more speed out there on the rink. And by all the players' accounts, they're having fun in training camp. Now, does fun equal wins in the regular season or the postseason? Not all the time, but the team coming together in training camp in preseason and enjoying the experience of getting to know each other. After all, let's remember, the team was largely dismantled over the course of the final quarter of last season and has been reassembled, new pieces from all over the place, and it's honestly one of the most unique training camps and preseasons the Preds have had since their initial training camp and preseason when they decided on their first ever roster. So many flux and moving parts for this Predators team that to see them enjoying the experience of being at training camp and to see it being as fast as it's been and to see it being loud and fun, these are things that I think Nashville Predators fans will come to get behind and absolutely embrace once the team gets on the ice for the regular season. Now, they will have to, of course, produce scoring, and they will have to prevent scoring, and they will have to produce results, but with UC Saros and Roman Josi and Philip Forsberg and the pieces that are being built around the young core that is emerging part of this team, I think the Nashville Predators are going to produce results. There's going to be growing pains. There is no doubt about that. Do not be misunderstood or misled by me. Anyone can say at this time of the year, listen, the team's having a good time. They've never looked better. They've never worked harder in the weight room. They've never been more committed to their diet, their training, their off-season program, and they've never looked like they were more ready for the season. That's what every coach in every market says in every hockey team in every sport across the board. What we will see coming out of this training camp is yet to be determined. But for now, the training camp itself, it's been enjoyable under Andrew Brunette, and it's really good to see Pekka Rinne out there working with UC Saros and, of course, the future of the Nashville Predators, Askarov. And in training camp, it was really good to see, again, a lot of energy. Now, going into the first preseason game that just wrapped up a little bit ago, it was against the Florida Panthers in Florida. First of two today. I'm using the intermission, the 90-minute break between the two games to record this episode, so I'll break down game two on the next one. I didn't do extensive breakdown. I think sometimes in our excitement, our exuberance for this time of year, for the return of hockey, the beginning of fall sports and such, I think sometimes we get a little too worked up over what we should and shouldn't be seeing at this time of year and who should be performing and who shouldn't. The Nashville Predators started a split squad doubleheader today in Florida, and they lost. They lost badly, 5-0. They got outshot 37-23. They took so many penalties. Here's my breakdown. Sloppy first period with lots of penalties. Florida leads 2-0. Second period, Jankowski hit the crossbar. More penalties. It's 3-0 Florida. Third period, more penalties, more power play scoring for Florida, 5-0. Shots on goal for Nashville struggled to get over the 20 mark. Thankfully, they got a power play at the end and got a couple of shots. Nashville took two penalties. They took 10 penalties in this game. It was a constant parade to the penalty box, and Florida scored 4 power play goals. Now, listen, I would not make much of it at all. Obviously, with a split squad, that's not the Nashville Predators' premier roster. It's not their premier goaltending. UC Saros will go in the game tonight against the same Florida Panthers. But for the Nashville Predators, you would like to see them generate a little bit of offense, but it means absolutely nothing other than the players getting the preseason underway. Again, game 2 of the preseason out of a total of 6 will take place against Florida tonight in Florida, about another hour from now. Wednesday, the Nashville Predators will open up the preseason schedule at home against Tampa Bay, one of only 2 preseason games they have at home. That's going to be on Wednesday. Saturday, they're in Tampa Bay, and then on the 5th of October, at home against the Carolina Hurricanes, and then on the 6th to close the preseason, they are at the Carolina Hurricanes. So again, I really wouldn't make too much of it. It's nice to see the stream. It's nice to see the guys out there on the rink. It's nice to see hockey is back, but please don't make that much of it. We've watched a game in Australia already that was absolutely wild between Arizona and LA. It was a lot of fun, but please, we didn't extrapolate from that what's going to happen in the regular season. So let's not make too much out of the first regular season game. It was abysmal. It wasn't very enjoyable to watch unless you're a Florida Panthers fan. Florida wins that one 5-0, and the Nashville Predators now will play a second game later today. We'll have some analysis on that on the next episode. All right, let's take a quick break right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast. Got something very, very fun and special coming up for you after the break. It was opening weekend in the USPHL Premier Division here in Nashville, and Nashville's premier junior team, the Nashville Spartans, were on the rink, an emerging juggernaut here in the Middle Tennessee area in the USPHL. Back after this, right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness, and that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in. Renegades of Puck podcast. Over the weekend, had a chance to get back in the perch, which is what I call my broadcast booth, over at the Gary Force Acura Ice Arena. As the voice of the Spartans, it sure was great to be back in the rink. The team started with 4 games on the road. This is their first home game, home opening weekend. Incredible. The crowd was absolutely unbelievable, electric. The biggest crowd that I've seen so far for a Spartans game, and that is a great sign as we begin a brand new season of Spartans hockey. Got a couple games coming up against Toledo this weekend. Make sure you check out that website, check out the schedule. Just search Nashville Spartans wherever you are. You'll be able to find out more about it. But this is my presentation of opening night of Nashville Spartans hockey.
I'm Charlie Saunier, voice of the Nashville Spartans, and it's time to open a brand new season of Nashville Spartans USPHL Premier Division hockey. Last year, the foundation that you saw built by players like Captain A.J. Bennett and by goal-scoring sensation Nico Schoner have left a transition and building period in the offseason for management and the coaching staff that is already paying off here early in the new Great Lakes Division for the Nashville Spartans. 4-0 on the season, 4 convincing victories. Tonight, the Nashville Spartans welcome in the Columbus Mavericks for the first of 2 home games this weekend. We got a fan fest going on right there behind us. We've got a whole lot of other action. Please come join me and the Nashville Spartans at the Gary Force Acura Ice Arena to open up the season. Tonight at 7:30 and tomorrow at the same time. I'm Charlie Saunier, voice of the Nashville Spartans. Swords up. Prepare for glory.
That's forward from Cornwall, Ontario, Ryan Gwynn. That's forward from East Lake, direction Minnesota, Kyle Blaine. That's forward from St. Louis, Missouri, number 8, Gus Incan. And starting goal from
These two teams have met already this season. It was back on September the 8th to open up the season when Nashville was in Columbus and defeated the Mavericks 6-1. It was Flynn and Impkin with 2 goals apiece. Hunter and Sikowski each with a goal. Grant and McCallie had 2 assists each in that game, and DJ Lyons with 21 out of 22 for the victory. Deer took the loss, going 39 out of 45. In net tonight for the Columbus Mavericks is going to be Stern. He started the second game on the 9th of September against the Spartans. It was a 5-2 loss. Grant, McCallie, Skaggs, Impkin, and Sikowski all with the goals. 5 different goal scorers in that game. Spartans 4-0 on the season, 2-0 against the Columbus Mavericks, and the puck is down here at the Gary Force Acura Ice Arena. Spartans control the first touches of the season. Spartans. Good shot from the point. That's going to be a goal for the Spartans. That is not going to be considered a power play goal. Happened just after the power play expired. But for the Nashville Spartans, it's your first opportunity of the season to give a good shout. That's going to be Corey Sikowski on the goal. Spartans goal, 1-0 over the Mavericks. Puck goes out to the neutral zone, hits one of the Mavericks players up high. He appears to be okay. Spartans, though, are able to get the good bounce, get into the zone, and they'll get a shot right here, and that's going to be a goal for the Spartans. Incredible backhand goal right there by the Nashville Spartans. We've got a 3-2 hockey game here at the Gary Force Acura Ice Arena. Let's listen to those fans shout. Side. Coaching staff for the Mavericks barking out instructions to their defensive unit, trying to hold on. And that is going to be a big collision. A big collision. The way Wood dropped his stick, put his hands up, and skated away, you can tell that there was not behind it. It is absolutely going to be called, though. For the Spartans, this is the opportunity right here. 6:35 to go in regulation. Spartans down by 1. Keenan in at center, wins the faceoff. Flynn keeps the puck in the zone. Flynn controls, surveys, plays the puck across the blue line. Spartans trying to get the puck into the interior. Keenan working the interior slot, looking for a deflection or possibly looking to get in there for the rebound. Keenan does a good job right there of helping the Spartans keep the loose puck in the zone. Spartans got the opportunity they're looking for right here. Big save by Stern. Rebound turned aside by Stern. Third shot turned aside by Stern. Spartans maintain possession, maintain control. That's a 4th save, and there it is! And there it is, the 5th shot. The 5th shot by the Spartans on that power play into the empty net. And the Spartans, led by Kyle Flynn, head off to the bench to celebrate, and we step aside so the fans shout. Not the traditional breakout, but Indelicato's going to get a shot, and that's going to be turned aside again. Stern, give him credit for the performance he's come in here to Nashville tonight and put up. Walker has the puck, the blue line, plays it over to his partner. Cross zone to Indelicato, and Indelicato rips it into the net. Gino Indelicato with the power play goal. Gino's been skating hard tonight, and he gets the reward right there on the power play for the Nashville Spartans. Brothers, Flynn now grabs the puck. He's headed towards the net. Flynn tries to take the shot, and the Spartans score again. Kyle Flynn took the puck to the net hard and makes the offensive opportunity happen. He's rewarded with another goal. Kyle Flynn takes over the third period at Gary Force Acura Ice Arena. 5-3 Spartans, people shouting. 14.2 seconds left in the game. It was definitely in doubt for a while tonight, but the Spartans dug deeper than they've had to in their previous 4 games. And I'll wait 14.2 seconds to say so, but it looks like the Spartans have dug just deep enough tonight to overcome the 1-goal deficit of the Mavericks. And we've got penalties at the end of the game as the clock winds down. There is the final buzzer. And the Nashville Spartans win their 5th consecutive game of the season, 5-3. Improved to 5-0 on the season and maintain first place in the Great Lakes Division with a 5-3 victory tonight here at the Gary Force Acura Ice Arena. For the Columbus Mavericks, who had only scored 6 goals on the season, to come into Nashville tonight and score 3 is a highly impressive effort that you have to give them the stick taps, all the love and respect for. Their netminder Stern put up a Herculean effort throughout this game, keeping the Mavericks in this one. Spartans, too many penalties tonight. Liam Tully, the coach, certainly has some things to work on, and they'll get into the dressing room after the handshake line, and they'll start working on it because they have to do this again tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. in the Central Time Zone. Puck drop right here at the Gary Force Acura Ice Arena, or, of course, live on Flow Hockey.
Nashville Spartans come from behind in the 3rd period. 2 power play goals secure the victory, 5-3 for the Nashville Spartans in the home opener. 3-0 against the Columbus Mavericks on the season. 5-0 overall in the Great Lakes Division. The Nashville Spartans maintain first place after coming from behind tonight at the Gary Force Acura Ice Arena. A penalty-filled affair and lots of special teams, but also lots of red-hot USPHL Premier Division hockey taking place. We debuted the new video board. We had a fan fest, we ate at the food trucks, and we had one fantastic night here at the rink. Can't wait to do it again tomorrow. Come join us live at the Gary Force Acura Ice Arena, 7:30 on the puck drop, or watch us live on Flow Hockey. I'm Charlie Saunier, voice of the Spartan. Swords up.
The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions. Welcome back in the Renegades of Puck podcast. So happy to be back in the bunker. This feels good. This feels right. Something about this feels very normal. Back in the jersey, back behind the desk here at the bunker, back on camera with each and every one of you. We had an incredible summer project, the 20th Century Hockey Chronicle. We hope you followed along and checked that out. We wanted to lead everyone from the beginning of hockey up to where the Nashville Predators began, because after all, in Nashville, everybody knows what's happened since the Nashville Predators joined the league, and that was a great and fun project. We hope you'll go back and check out those episodes. They're always available. 21 parts. It totals 12 and a half hours. If you got a long road trip coming up, that is going to be the perfect companion to take you through 100 years of hockey history. We've got some cool things coming up. Episode 800 is on the way. That's going to be utilized as our season preview for this next season. We thought it appropriate to reset the season cycle officially with episode number 800. That means there's one more episode in between 799. Something very special is going to happen on that episode. It's going to be our first ever interview episode. You will have to check it out. We have a very special guest, our first ever guest. It is so fitting, it's so appropriate, and somebody who helped start this very show many, many years ago. So we will be having an interview in the next show. And the captain's update, it's just about to be October the 1st. And you know, on October the 1st, we always start the new season cycle with a brand new captain's update. I've got a lot to say. I've got a lot of opinions, and I can't wait to tell you about where the state of the Renegades of Puck are. A a free and independent state of hockey. We fought a 10-year trench war in order to declare ourselves and gain our own independence. So that's exactly what we have done. Now the Renegades of Puck Hockey Club is out there on the rink every week making things happen. The Renegades of Puck are all throughout the United States and beyond. The trenches go far beyond what anybody knows and anybody thinks. The Renegades of Puck now with over 5.5 million listens this year, plowing ahead towards 6 million and beyond. We cannot wait to continue breaking the goals that we set for ourselves. High standards right here in the trenches, and we sure do appreciate you Renegades of Puck helping us stay to those high standards. We've got so much content coming up in the next months and over the season. We cannot wait to show you all of that. Thank you so much for joining us here again. This felt so good to be back in the bunker, and I cannot wait to be back in the bunker 3 to 4 times a week, starting in about another week or so. So we'll be getting a lot of content out to you. What do we say at the end of every episode? We always say it. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your viewership. And most importantly, just thank you. Stick taps, love, and respect. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. This has been the Renegades of Puck Podcast.